Hey, I'm Scott Woodward, Gallatin Fire Department. This is our new 2021 Pierce Enforcer. That's going to be replacing our 2005 Pierce engine at headquarters downtown.
Give us a little tour. We'll show some features here.
Sure. So like I said, 2021 Pierce Enforcer. Loaded up on the front. One thing that most people notice is this contraption. This is called a roto ray. It actually spins when we're in drive. It gets a lot of attention. If you'll notice in the windshield, this little black box, it's got some lights on it. That's something we're pretty excited about. That's called a Haas alert system. What that does is any civilian in front of us using the Waze app, at the time that we're running emergency traffic, that box will actually alert them that we're approaching and they need to be watching for us.
And you've mentioned a lot of people don't notice you until you're very close a lot of times.
Yes, sir. The way vehicles are built today, they're insulated really well. They're really quiet on the inside, which is good for the consumer, but bad for the responder because we need to get where we're going quickly.
So this is a kind of a cool design.
Yes, sir.
Graphics on the side here. What is this?
Yeah, so this is Engine 1. This is their company patch.
Okay.
That's nice.
We got an American flag.
Chop.
So what about, it's probably not completely geared up, but maybe show us what we have here.
Sure, sure. So in our compartments, this is probably going to be the fuel compartment. So anything that takes fuel, chainsaws, generator, anything that carries fuel, we'll keep in this compartment. This compartment has a pretty neat feature. It's going to have our hand tools in it, but it actually swings out so you can populate both sides. This compartment's going to have our extension cords, our electric fans, our extinguishers. In the back, this compartment here houses the engine's ladders. It's completely enclosed to keep road debris and grime off of them so they're clean and ready to deploy when we need them.
So when the city buys something like this, is it just because the other one is run its course, it's got too many miles,
yes,
risk
sir.
of breaking down, is that?
Yes, sir. Just when maintenance costs outweigh the benefit, it's time to try to get one replaced. This is also one of the busiest engines in the city. So our old engine 1 has ran really hard, so this is just going to ensure we're able to continue making calls and being a service to the community.
And will we retire the other engine, or will it still be in our arsenal?
Right now, I think our plan is to place the old engine 1 into our reserve fleet. That way, if we're down for maintenance or any other thing, we've got something to go in so we don't interrupt service.
Okay.
Yeah.
How hard is this thing to drive?
It's not terrible.
Yeah?
It's not terrible, no, sir. So this compartment's going to be full of hose. It's not now, but we'll have a high-rise pack in here, which is what we would use for like Christian Towers, for example. If we're going to push stairs with hose, all that'll be here. This is going to have tools that the actual operator of this apparatus would need to deliver water to the scene. We've got some nozzles here. And this department's actually called the engineer's compartment. He's going to have his appliances and fittings here. He also has a radio for him to use while we're on scene so he doesn't have to move to the front of the apparatus to communicate.
Dials and switches.
Yes, sir. This is the pump panel on our new Pierce Enforcer. This is where water delivery takes place. The upgrade from this one to our last one, a lot of digital here, and this is also a 1,750 gallon per minute pump versus our 2005 that we're replacing, which was 1,500 gallons a minute.
That's very abstract to me. I can't even imagine how many gallons that is.
Yeah, so I had to break it down to my daughter about it. So 1,750 gallons of milk can come out of this thing every minute. So if you can visualize a gallon of milk, that's it. 1,750 of them every minute.
Excellent.
Yep.
So it's got to be, I mean, this has to be something that you guys have worked on for some time. It didn't just appear here. What was the process of building this thing?
Yes, sir. So we have an apparatus committee. Justin Brannon, Lieutenant Ben Sproul, and myself This process started about 2 years ago. All the legwork that those guys put in, it's pretty amazing. Then we actually traveled to Appleton, Wisconsin to the Pierce factory back in October and sat with the engineer and the salesman and kind of built this thing out on paper, like what we would need and what would serve our city the best. We came back home, they got started building, and we went back probably a month and a half ago now, I think, and did a final walk around just like you and I are doing now. Got everything approved, everything looks good, and then Pierce actually drove it and hand delivered it to us here at Station 1.
Now you mentioned we could go for a drive. Can we hop in and
Absolutely,
take a drive?
yeah, let's do it.
I wouldn't call this a thankless job, but you guys up here, you help people and then you bail out of there. You know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I see occasionally people bring y'all food and stuff. But what do you think about Gallatin as a community and how they think about their firefighters?
Oh, our community, they love on us daily. And I do want to say it's not because we expect it, because we absolutely don't. I can tell you the majority of the men and women at the fire department, they don't need a pat on the back. They're not looking for thank yous. They signed up to do the job that they've been called to do. But we absolutely feel the love of this community as the Gallatin Fire Department. I think the future for not just the fire department, but the city of Gallatin is really bright. We're a growing community. We're a diverse community. We have a lot to offer the citizens that live here. We have a lot to offer visitors, and it's just getting better.
This is a hard job, though. Is it a hard job? Would you call it a hard job?
I would say that's accurate. It is a difficult job because I mean you compound in this job, so the things that you see on calls, and a lot of people really don't think about it this way, but when we're called for service, we're coming to your worst experience at that moment. Whether that's an ingrown toenail or a heart attack or a deceased family member or a car accident, it's your worst moment at that time. So we see all that, we're involved in all that, and then you add in the time away from our families and the time that we've missed Christmas, we've missed birthdays, we miss holidays, graduations, whatever it is. Just don't mistake that as we're complaining, because we're absolutely not. We love this job.
Yeah, it seems like one of those jobs you have to, like, going into it, you kind of know what to expect a little bit. I mean, it's not a desk job.
Yeah, no sir, not a desk job. Absolutely a blue collar, sweat, blood, tears, work hard job. There is time for desk work, there is paperwork involved with it, but the majority of this job is just good old fashioned hard work.
Now, it seems like there's kind of I wouldn't call it a rivalry, but you guys kind of kid with the police department every now and then.
Yes, sir.
I remember maybe was it Christmas time or
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah.
There was some stuff going on there. You guys kind of like to mess with the police department, don't you?
Hey, that's 100% brotherly love. We like to joke, we like to cut up. You know, if you ask a fireman the best job in the world, he's going to tell you it's a firefighter. If you ask a policeman, it's going to be a police. At the end of the day, all jokes aside, we work really well with our police department and all emergency services. We are truly one big family, but it's okay to have fun.